Bombing, episode 110.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 110 of Bombing Podcast. I'm Haydn Wyckoff.
I'm Ryan Jennings, folks. We got an email, bombingpodcast@gmail.com. Please email that.
You know what we don't have this week?
What's that?
Is a guest.
No, we don't.
A certain someone who may or may not be named, depending on how irritated we are.
Look, it doesn't even matter if we name him or not. 'Cause he's never welcome back on the podcast.
Nope.
Back. He's never been on, you know.
No, that's 2 weeks in a row he fucking canceled on us, man.
I thought we were friends. Your name, insert name here. Yeah, we were supposed to have a guest this week, but his mom died. Whatever.
Yeah, duh.
Fucking, we had an appointment for tonight at 7.
Yeah, look, I get you have to go to the funeral.
Whatever.
All right, but like that can wait. You only be here for like 2 hours, 2.5 max.
I know. So it's just us today.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 110. Yeah, please email. Did you feel that?
What?
I thought there was an earthquake or something. That's why I stuttered.
Literally nothing moved.
Oh, I think it's starting up again.
The drinks. Look at the ice. It's level.
Something happened.
I think you just whiffed the line and are trying to cover it up right now.
What?
Yeah, I think you whiffed the line.
No.
All right, do it again.
Okay.
We'll cut all that out.
Yeah, I don't want to show that.
Yeah.
Because there was an earthquake or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Bombingpodcast@gmail.com, folks. Please send us an email. We check them at the end of every single podcast. So stick around for this episode's emails. Let's get some plugs out of the way at the beginning of the pod.
Okay. I can't remember. The 26th. Yeah, so the 26th.
I think that earthquake came back.
I've got a show on the 26th at Hotel Cafe. Tickets are in my bio on my Instagram.
That's right, at Haydn Wyckoff. And follow me at Ryan__Jennings. Didn't get the good one.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You had to do the 2 little lines?
I had to do not just the 1 line, but the 2 lines, yeah.
So someone has Ryan just _Jennings?
Better than that is someone's got just Ryan Jennings clean all the way through. And he's got like 3 followers and like a picture up. Fucking.
Have you reached out to him? Like,
I reached out. I told him, I was like, hey, let's switch names. Like, I'll throw you some money or something.
money?
Yeah, $100.
That seems fair.
$100 for a lifetime of the name.
Yeah. What's he doing on Instagram with just one picture? You post stuff, important stuff.
I know. I'm trying to actually like build it up as like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like does nothing somewhere. So yeah, he told me no, and to grow up, and I was like, that's mean.
Yeah, that was really mean.
I am the most famous Ryan Jennings though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I looked up, Ryan Jennings on Instagram, and I have the most followers out of all the people named Ryan Jennings. So I win. I don't know.
I mean, it's not nothing.
No, I happen to be the most popular Ryan Jennings of the Ryan Jennings.
You think there's like a giant Rennings out there?
No, I don't know. I met a Brian Jennings once.
Brian Jennings?
In real life, at a party.
Yeah?
I met a Brian Jennings, and I was just like, dude, I got the better name, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I couldn't imagine my name being Brian.
Did he look like a Brian?
Yeah. He looked like a Brian Jennings. We looked a little similar, but yeah, I was just like, that sucks that like Ryan Jennings was right there, and your fucking idiot parents named you Brian Jennings, dude. What the hell? Initials BJ? Come on, bro.
Oh, come on, man.
That's dumb. But yeah, if I was named Brian, I'd have been a whole different person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the initials BJ. Wait a minute.
Oh. Love you, Brennan. I don't know. RJ's not that better.
Nah,
A rim job.
HW. I don't know, what's that? Hand wank?
Yeah.
Something, I don't know.
Ian's the only one that doesn't have the sexual orientation of the letters. Congratulations, Ian. You win. Yeah, last week's episode we had Anderson Gronvold on, and unfortunately, Nick Titoni. We didn't want Nick Titoni, but we got Nick Titoni.
He sort of barged in rudely, might I add.
Uh-huh. If you'd like to see that completely unscripted, by the way. Nick to Tony barge in mid-podcast. Go check out episode 109. But I just did their show at the Hotel Cafe called I Need This, and I just got the footage back. So I'll play some, but I posted the whole set on my YouTube channel, Ryan Jennings. If you'd like to see me do my tight 7.5. Does that work?
Tight 7.5 works, yeah.
It was a tight 7.5.
You didn't run the light.
Didn't run the light.
They gave you 8, you did 7.5, you were like, I'm out of here.
Yep, ended on a big laugh. So if you'd like to see a completely unedited, full 7.5 minutes of me doing stand-up, check it out on my YouTube, Ryan Jennings.
He's out of Tennessee. He does a podcast called Bombing. Y'all, put your hands together for Ryan Jennings. Hey, how's it going, y'all? It's good to be here. What was that? You want a picture with me too? No. Stop that. I don't do that. You two, after the show. Please. I gotta get these jokes out. What else? I was reading the Bible yesterday. That's a lie. And you guys know Noah's Ark? You guys know that true story? I was reading about Noah's Ark. This guy had to get 2 of every animal, put it on an ark after building an ark. No, this guy had to get 2 bees. That's tough. You know that was tough. This guy had to get 2 eels and then 2 electric eels. Build separate containers for them, you know? Because those things can't conjugate together. Imagine being an eel and then finding out that there are electric eels. Be like, what the hell? What did you do that I didn't earlier that made you all electric and nice? I'm just a shit eel. This guy Noah had to get 2 ants and 2 anteaters. Those things are going to starve to death, aren't they, those anteaters? 2. They probably had to make some sort of deal, I'm sure. Hey, man, 1 each. Don't you? Hey. We don't know how long we're going to be on this ark for. You think they'd eat other stuff, though? What a shit name for an animal, also, by the way. Anteaters. Just named after something it does. Low effort naming of an animal there. It must have been a super busy day there at the animal naming place. That guy must have been so stressed out. He's like, fuck, what does it do? Oh, what does it do? Someone's like, I saw it eat an ant once. Is that anything? Anteaters, fuck it. Anteaters forever. That's all your names. I'm Ryan Jennings, guys. Thank you very much. Ryan Jennings, everybody. Hell yeah.
Speaking of Hotel Cafe, yours truly will be at the same place, the 26th. It's not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
The Jester's Court.
Yes.
Put on by Dante Gonzalez.
And someone that is banned from this podcast.
Nick Dervasala for canceling last minute. No, they put a great show on there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, a lot of good people on that lineup, that Jester's Court.
Yeah, it's they always have killer lineups for that show. That's like they really put the work in to like make it a great show.
They really do. They're really good, those people, Dante and Nick and Aldous. They all go in on the show, The Jester's Court, but then all 3 of them have their own separate shows that they put on. Dante with Low Hanging Fruit, Aldous with Drunk New Jokes, and Nick with Try Not to Suck. All at Trap Mic in...
No, it's Flashback. In Van Nuys.
So check them out.
Which are all really fun shows. I don't even think we talked about my set on Drunk New Jokes.
I don't think we did either.
Yeah, so that was the most fun show I think I've ever been on. To preface it, for those of you that don't know, It's the way the show's set up. You get like I think it's 3 minutes up top.
3 minutes up top
to do just like regular old material, like jokes you've done before that just hit, and then you get like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
To do it has to be brand new jokes.
Yeah.
Brand new. You haven't tested them out. And
like legit pull out the notebook and be like, okay, here's one. It's like very different than like an actual set. It's cool.
It's like a show, but the last half of your set is kind of like an open mic because you're like, well, okay, I'm gonna try this one.
Yeah, and if the joke bombs, you got to take a shot on stage, and all this is kind of the main person who decides whether it's a bomb, but the crowd has a lot of say in that. So it's pretty nerve-wracking.
Which can get rough too, because if you go on like towards the end of it, people have been drinking all night. Even if a joke does well and it all just like gives you the thumbs up, they can just be like, nah, drink.
How many shots did you have to take?
I only had to take 2.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
I've seen many people take 8.
Yeah.
8 shots in 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Getting off that stage is a little wobbly, dude.
Oh man, it is no joke. There's no faking it. It's drunk new jokes. Check that out. There's been some people who had to get carried out of there. Nick Dervasila got a concussion because he doesn't drink, so he got slapped really hard. Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, I had a really cool moment up there, and it happened to be the best clip of the footage that I got back. So when I posted on Instagram, it was my bit about Steve-O and RFK Jr. And what happened was the joke I just did bombed, and it was my first shot of that set. And I looked over at my notes, and I had Steve-O RFK scribbled there, but then I had this other one that I thought would work better. And I was just like, in the moment, last second, I was just like, fuck it. And I did the Steve-O one, fucking killed.
Yeah.
It was my best joke of the night.
It's a good joke.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
Woo!
All right.
I don't really know what to do with this, but Steve-O and RFK Jr. have the same voice.
Yes!
That's good.
But their messages could not be farther apart. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, on the one hand, you have RFK Jr., he's running for president. He's over here like, we need to balance the budget and stop all these endless wars in the Middle East. Same voice, Steve-O, he's like, I just poured hot sauce in my butthole and that's really fucking hard.
And it was cool because I wasn't expecting that to work, but that's a joke that I like. It was one of those where I was like, no, fuck you, I like this joke. And they laughed long enough to give me time to, like, reach back to the stool and take a sip of my beer. Like, that's how long the laugh lasted.
Yeah.
It was great. I love those little moments where you just, like, you take a swing, you're just like, fuck it, let's see if this works. And it does.
It's so much better to watch than normal stand-up shows. Just because, like, I don't know, I love stand-up, but I'm pretty numb to stand-up. So, like, you go to shows and stuff all the time, and you're always at mics, so it's just kind of like, fuck, I've had enough already. But with this show, it's like an event. It's like there's consequences to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun when you're on the show and just as an audience member. We'll get all this on for sure here soon, but not Nick Dervasila.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Dervasila has a show called Try Not to Suck, and you were on not too long ago.
I've been on a couple times now, yeah.
Yeah, so have I. But the last time you were on, I had to do a minute of stand-up.
That's right, yeah.
Which is always terrifying.
Nick does this thing where, like, if he's putting on a show and then, like, just a comic he likes just comes to see it, he's like, all right, minute of stage time.
Yep.
There you go.
And it's not an option, by the way. It's not, do you want to do a minute? You walk in and he said, Jennings, you're doing the minute. And I was like, the minute? What do you mean, the minute? Like, and
yeah, the first time he gave it to me, I thought he was joking. Because I was just sitting there, I was there for your spot on that show. And he was like, hey, you get the minute. And I was like, haha, yeah, that'd be crazy, right?
Very, very funny.
Yeah.
And
a minute would be insane.
And then, and he just goes, all right, I like to do this thing where I give comics I like a minute. Welcome to the stage, Haydn Wyckoff. And you're like, oh, fuck. And then you have no time to even react. And I've said this before, but, like, to people who aren't in stand-up, you'd think, like, oh, it's just a minute. Who cares? It's less time. But it's like, I've explained this. I'd rather do 8 minutes than 1 minute because you just have no time to get a real thing going. You just have to go bang, good night.
Yeah, and so few jokes like in your set because you're so used to these like 5, 8, 10-minute time slots is exactly 60 seconds.
Yeah. And it's either you sometimes I even got some that are like 40 seconds or it's like a minute 15 seconds. So it's like a minute is like I either got to rush a longer joke or like slow down a short one.
And nothing kills a joke like trying to speed through it.
Yeah.
I remember like when I went up, I had the last line ready and they played me off and I was like, "Fuck, I didn't time it right."
Damn. Yeah, no, that's terrible getting the play off.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not nice about like letting you finish.
No, when he says a minute, he means 60 atomic seconds.
Yep. And when it gets to a minute, you just hear dun 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 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just got the footage back from my minute.
You crushed yours.
I had a great minute.
And that was a brand new joke. We were just talking
Yep.
about new jokes. That was brand new.
It was new, and it was probably about the 4th time I had done it. And so I got the footage. I'm going to play that right now.
Hey, how's it going, folks? Ryan, I'm good to be here. I'll talk about Mexicans tonight, I noticed. I like taking my car to Mexican mechanics because there's very little dialogue that goes on, you know? You just bring it in and they just go, that's no good. I'm like, no, I know that. That's why. What are we gonna do about this? And he very simply, he just goes, I fix. It doesn't matter if the tire's flat or it's on fire. He just goes, it's no good. That is no good. But I fix. I want 20% of the door. I'm Ryan Jennings.
But yeah, I got off stage and it wasn't filmed, but Nick walked up and he said, that was the most laughs per minute that we've had the whole show. And then he was like, what the hell? Why didn't we just book him? So that was a fun little, like, unexpected. I get a minute, crush, get off stage. It was fun.
Yeah, you went into the night, like, not really, just there just to hang in the back,
Yeah.
watch the comics, and you got something out of it.
I sure did. It was fun. On the topic of our friends who put shows on, I just hosted my first show ever. I had never hosted before. Dante's show, Low Hanging Fruit, at Flashback in North Hollywood. I was pretty nervous for that, but I had a lot of fun. Yeah, Dante had to be out of town, and so he called me up and he was like, I need a favor. I need you to host the show if you want. He said he trusted me to make it work. That's his baby. That's his show. And that's a kind of a big deal. To be
That's a lot of responsibility that he trusts. Yeah, he trusted you with it.
Yeah, and I pulled it off, and it was fun, and I thought I wouldn't like it.
Well, what did you think when you got the text? Did your heart sink a little bit, or were you excited about it?
I was excited that he thought of me. I was confident I could do a good job, but there was a part of me where I was like, oh, this is like work. This isn't... I've explained this to people before. It's like a party at your own house.
Yeah.
Rather than going to a party at someone else's house. If there's a party going on at your house, you can't fully have fun because you're like...
You're worried. You're making sure everybody's having a good time. You're making sure the party's going well.
Yeah. You're making sure fucking someone doesn't break something, you're making people on time.
Versus like a spot on a show, you just show up to somebody else's house. You're like, what's up, dude?
You just show up and you can leave when you want. But yeah, I had to I was in charge of the music. I was in charge of the lineup. I had to make the lineup, and I had to cold open. And I've never cold opened before, where it's just like the crowd is talking, there's no music playing, and then I just walk up and I'm like, all right, we're going to get this thing started. And then
you have to say something that's so captivating that gets them going from like to there's a guy on stage.
And I got to think of a funny riff to say after the person gets off. I got to make sure I say the names correctly. It's a lot, and then I got to do all the paperwork afterwards, making sure people brought the people the number of people they're supposed to.
Make sure they paid for tickets.
Yeah, and so it's a lot to take on.
It's a more stressful position than just like, pulling up and being on a show.
Yeah.
Because you really have to do anything but your act.
But I had a blast. I had a good cold open set. I had a lot of great riffs. I messed up one person's name. And then we got out of there. I got paid. I got paid $33
Hell yeah, dude.
for an hour and 15 minutes,
That's like 2 burritos.
It's 2 burritos at Chipotle. That's the most I've ever made. I've never made more than that. $33 for I got that Venmo and I was just like looking at it. I was just like, that's awesome. I just made $33 in an hour and 15 minutes of doing jokes and like
Doing something you liked.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
We only recently started getting paid for, comedy stuff around town, like within the last, 9-11 months, something like that. And every time I see that Venmo, I'm just like, wow.
Crazy.
That's nuts.
Crazy.
I went up and just said blah, blah, blah. I just said words and people gave me money for it.
I just imagine like that number going up.
That's all that needs to happen. The number just needs to be more than or equal to a day job, and then it's, it's over.
Yeah. All I got to make is enough to not have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Saying words on a stage into a mic, and I'm set after that.
Would you host again? Is it something that like you'd actively pursue, or was it like a one-off? Oh, that was fun, but whatever.
No, I'd like to host again actually, just because it was fun, because it was a real show. Like I'd hosted a couple times at Badger and Jam and hated it, and then I took that and I was like, oh, hosting sucks, but it's like no, hosting a shit open mic sucks.
Yeah, there's a difference. Yeah,
There was, it was a bit nerve-wracking being the guy in charge, right? I'm the guy in charge. I'm good at it. I can handle it. I'm comfortable with it, but I would rather just be a comic on a lineup.
Yeah. It's less work.
Yeah, but I would definitely do it again. Eventually, I want to put our own show on, do a Bombing Presents, show, and get the listeners and the viewers to come on out, but that's gonna be further down the line, unfortunately.
Yeah, way further.
But yeah, that's the goal. Eventually, I'll help out hosting here and there, but the goal is to get to our own show, a Bombing Podcast Presents show, and then we're both the hosts, and we get all the comics that we like, all our friends to come on, and
yeah, we do it like to Tony and Anderson do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hotel Cafe.
Maybe not to Tony, but we'll get Anderson on.
Yeah.
Definitely not to Tony. But yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, check them out. Low Hanging Fruit, hosted by Dante Gonzalez and me once.
You guys don't know this. This is actually Bombing Podcast episode 110 part 2.
It is, yeah. Yeah, we sat down here last week and just didn't have a great one.
Mm-mm.
That happens.
That's fine.
I mean, at least we're posting stuff. Unlike I Need This podcast,
Yeah.
who have filmed 9 episodes.
It's up to 9. It's 9?
It's 9.
Wow.
And they have posted 0. Maybe one day they will post an episode, so check them out. I Need This podcast, hosted by the great, hilarious, undeniably funny Anderson Gronvold and the okay Nick to Tony. I was actually just with them the other week. We went to Kill Tony at the YouTube Theater. This was a last-minute decision. Nick came into the restaurant asking me for tags.
Mm-hmm.
And
as he does.
He does that a lot. And he was like, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, probably nothing. And he was like, what if we went to Kill Tony at the YouTube Theater attached to SoFi? And I was just like, that sounds pretty crazy. And then he got Anderson on board, and we all went, and it was just nuts. We drove down there. Sign up was at like 5:30, and then it started at like 7:30. So we signed up, and then we went and got some booze, and we were sitting in the parking lot in the car drinking like White Claws and stuff. Anderson was drinking O'Doul's. He doesn't drink, but he was just like, let me get some O'Doul's, And
You picked the worst non-alcoholic beer.
I don't know. And but it was just so fun. None of us got up, I'll say that. But it was just crazy. We were all it was like 50 comics outside of this theater, this 3,000 seater theater. And we were watching it on the live stream on the phone attached to a speaker, and we were all like huddled in a circle watching the live stream, and then they'd pull a name, and then the dude would run out and yell, be like, fucking Jack Johnson, and what guy next to me would be like, holy shit, that's me, run up, and then they'd come out like 8 minutes later.
How much time between like going through the door to the inside to getting on stage was there, do you think?
Oh, minutes. It was just like...
So you go from like shivering in a parking lot to in front of 3,000 people like that.
Crazy. Sold out theater, plus the hundreds of thousands that were watching live, plus the millions, the 1-point-something million people that will watch the posted video. It was just crazy. But talk about like being nervous and not being nervous. I was very confident. I was weirdly confident because I had worked all morning. I was exhausted, and the number of people that were about to watch you potentially, it's so crazy you can't wrap your mind around it.
Yeah.
So it's like
when they say like Pluto's 6 quadrillion miles away.
Yeah.
It's like that number means nothing.
No, it could be 4 quadrillion.
Yeah.
That's the same number to me. So I knew I was confident in the jokes. All I had to do was go up there and say them, and I was confident that I could. And yeah, it was just the weird thing where it's like this is so crazy that I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
Because if it's like 60 people, it's like I can comprehend 60 people and whatever. But this is just like, this is so out of my hands that I'm not able to be nervous about it.
Yeah, it's like you're nervous about, bombing at the Improv open mic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like, 80 people,
Yeah.
half comics, whatever.
120 probably.
But when they're like, yeah, like 1 million people are going to see this, you're like, oh, well, like, why even be nervous?
Yeah, it's so out of my hands. But, yeah, I wish I got called, but none of us got called. But it was just a fun hang. We just talked shit for like 6 hours together. So it was a good time.
What were the other comics in the crowd like? Was there like a nervous energy or like...
Yeah, people were pacing around, I mean, I would get nervous. I'd, jump up and down. And, Nick was like practicing his lines out loud. I mean, it is like a nerve-wracking thing, but I was pretty confident. So I really wish I got called, but...
So Nick was sitting there like, Ryan, what should I say when I get called and go out there?
Yeah, and I was like, just anything I told you, say that.
That's a safe bet, yeah.
And then he was like, what about the stuff I came up with? And I was like,
No. Was he out of his mind?
I know. And Anderson confirmed. He was like, Nick was like, Anderson, should I do this joke? And he said, who wrote it? Ryan. And Anderson was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Do that one. So, but yeah, it was a fun time. And yeah, kill Tony, dude. I do wish they were still here.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
All right, folks, bombingpodcast@gmail.com. That's the email. We check it at the end of every episode. Let's check this week's right now. Oh, we got quite a few emails this week.
Wow.
This is a first. We usually get 0 emails.
I was going to say it's more like business as usual because we get so many emails.
Oh, that's right. What am I talking about?
Yeah, I mean, dude, you're out of your mind. I mean,
Yeah.
This is a normal week.
Yeah, it's like we usually have more than this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Email number 1 reads, hey guys, big fan. First time emailer.
Thank you very much.
Have either of you cried after bombing a set? They also add, next episode, please go shirtless. Thank you. You don't want to see my pasty skin. You don't want to see that on camera. Promise you that. Have either of you cried after bombing a set? No.
No.
I don't think I've ever cried.
No, because we're guys.
That's right. No, I can't say I've ever cried. I think I've forgotten how to cry, to be honest with you. Can't remember even the last time I cried. But it definitely wasn't after a bomb.
Yeah, not after a bomb. The closest I think as a guy that you can get to like crying after a bomb is no music on the drive home from a really bad set.
Yeah. It's just silence. It's not crying. It's just like dead silence.
Now, but we've talked about this. Guys, as guys, you only get 3 cries a year with the what were the freebie carve outs? It was like if a loved one dies,
Yeah,
that's a freebie, or
If
if
a family member dies, you get a cry.
or if your hockey team loses in the playoffs, you're allowed to cry then.
That's it, though.
Yeah.
So, and that doesn't go against the 3 cries.
It's like a free spot in the bingo card.
Yeah. And also, one of the rules was if you don't use up the 3 cries, it doesn't carry over to the next year.
That's very important, yeah.
Yeah, like I haven't cried this year.
And that we're about halfway through.
Yeah. I don't even think I cried last year. I don't remember the last time I cried,
Yeah, me neither.
but it's definitely. I'm not gonna use that up on a bomb
No.
because I'll just bomb again tomorrow.
Yeah, and that happens all the time.
Uh-huh.
If I cried after every bomb, I'd be out of cries in like a week,
Yeah.
a couple of days, dude.
Also, I think one of the rules was a swell doesn't count as a cry. That's not a cry.
No, you're allowed to swell.
Yeah.
Like at a nice moment in a movie, if you go like one of those, doesn't count.
That's fine. That's not a cry. But
What was the metric? It was like if the tear drops, that counts.
the tear has to drop,
Then you have to mark the card and say that was one of my cries for the year.
and you have to let all the other guys know,
Yeah, exactly.
which is really hard to do. But
Because
that's
then they all know and they're like, haha, you cried.
like you have to let every guy know that, hey guys, hold me accountable. I did just cry.
Yeah, girls don't even know about the separate phone. How
Don't
crazy is
tell
that?
them. Don't tell them about this.
Girls don't know about the separate guy phone where they can talk to every other guy.
Don't tell them about the guy phone.
You're right. We'll probably cut that part out. We can't be letting state secrets like that leak out into the public.
No. Women don't need to know that every single man has a separate phone that reaches out to all men, and it's strictly to inform them of a cry. But, yeah, I haven't had to use that phone in a while. But if the tear falls, that's a cry.
That is a cry, yes.
But if the tears stay in the eyes,
That's a swell.
that's a swell.
And you're fine. You're
Not a
safe.
cry. No crying. That was a swell. You're allowed to swell, but it is not allowed to drop.
Man, I remember when the Preds lost the Stanley Cup in 2017. My separate guy phone was just lighting up.
Stop.
You're right. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Stop. We're only in May. I'm not trying to.
You're right. You got to ration them out.
Hold on. Okay.
Are you good?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah.
We're good. But just, don't bring that up again.
What, the Preds losing the Stanley Cup playoffs in 2017? Not even the playoffs. It was the final. It was the only time he made it to the finals.
You trying to fucking make me use one up right now?
I'm not. Look, let's just...
Can we continue? Can we move on? Okay, let's move on.
All right.
Thank you so much for your email. Yeah. Email number 2 reads, how do we end the wage gap?
I think that's pretty simple.
Interesting question.
These ladies need to pick up their end of the stick, dude.
I agree with that.
Maybe if the ladies worked a little harder, they get paid the same.
Yeah, I never understood the wage gap thing.
Yeah.
What is I don't understand.
It's like they think that chicks get paid like 70-something cents less than men for doing the same job.
Do they?
No.
They don't?
No.
So what's everyone mad about?
I don't know.
It's just fucking classic women.
It just doesn't make sense because it's like, all right, if you could pay chicks less, then like only chicks would work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the product would be not as good.
Probably not.
I just don't think if only women made things, I don't think the product would be as good. Whatever it might be, like a bridge or something.
I've got a wage gap in the amount of money that I need and the amount of money I make.
Hell yeah, big gap.
Yeah, dude.
A gap in the amount of money I want versus how much I have.
Also, it's like, ladies, go work on oil rigs. There's plenty of money out there. Go be a fucking boat's captain on the high seas. Like,
Do underwater welding.
yeah. Go mine coal in West Virginia. It's like, oh, but I don't want to do that. It's like, okay, well then, guys do. Guys
don't, but
They need to.
They will.
Yeah, they will.
That's
They'll
the
do
problem. They just will. Is there like a real wage gap though? Like, I have coworkers that are ladies. Do they make less money than I do because they have a vagina and boobs?
No, it's the whole argument is stupid on its face.
That's what I always thought.
Yeah.
I never understood it.
Me neither. I don't know why it gets thrown around so flippantly. It's like,
Wage gap.
women make less money than men. It's like, yeah, but like they also have to deal with fucking kids.
Yeah.
Like they have to. Do you know how much time you have to take off work to raise a baby?
A lot.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's gonna lead to less income through your lifetime.
Also,
but that's because you're doing something more important than work. Work is bullshit. You're raising a person.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that they don't turn into like a fucking serial killer. Like you have to raise this kid.
Also, like, aren't women like less, like, likely, or not likely, but like less
Inclined.
or like willing to put up with like the jobs that like a guy will do just because he's like, oh fuck it, it's money, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll lay concrete.
Yeah. Or even like on the higher end of things, like a CEO of a Fortune 500 company will work, 120 hours a week and, sleep in the office. And like guys are willing to do that for money.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like women being in the workforce is a new thing.
Yeah.
Like that's a very post World War II thing. It used to be like not even advocating for this. I'm just saying like the guy went out and made the money and the woman stayed at home and like raised the kids, and that was
which is how I would like to have my family.
That seems fine.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, dude. What chick that you could walk up to in a bar wouldn't take that deal? It's like, hey, I will make all of the money. All you have to do is stay home and raise the kids. It seems like a fucking great deal.
I would take that deal if fucking
if you were a chick,
or if as a guy, I'd take a fucking stay-at-home deal. But if there wasn't that stigma of like,
yeah,
your wife's making more money than you, sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it does, dude.
Email number 3 reads, "What does a roller coaster full of deaf people sound like?"
Do you? You want me to do the noise?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your email. This email reads, "I probably sent this too late to make it on the show." No, you didn't. "Hey boys, I have been enjoying the podcasts. Keep them coming. Thank you very much. I have 2 unrelated questions. I am a pilot and instructor, and something I watch people completely fold under pressure in training. Do you guys have any stories of comedians getting on stage, maybe on their first real show, and just freezing?" Yeah, I mean, I see it at open mics all the time.
I think the whole thing is like by the time you're like a good enough comic to get booked on shows, you've gotten past that. You'll see that at open mics a lot though. Mm-hmm. But there is like a filter, like it really weeds like the weak ones out. So by the time you get to a place where you're actually you're performing a show, you've been doing you've moved past that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's mainly just at open mics, not really shows, because the comics who get booked on shows are good. Like shit comics don't normally get booked on shows because they're not liked by people, or they suck and they're not funny. So you said in a show, but not really shows, just open mics. Yeah, just people going up there and they're just like unprepared, forgetting jokes, and not knowing how to get out of that. I've fucked up jokes or forgotten the next line, but I'm funny about it and play it off.
It's also you don't get a job flying for Delta, if you don't have the work to back it up.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing.
Or the recommendations.
Yeah. Like if you're the kind of pilot that gets up to 30,000 feet and goes, oh no, what am I gonna do? That like there are processes along the way that kind of weed you out by the time that you get there.
Yeah. Like you said, you're a pilot instructor, and sometimes you watch people completely fold under pressure in training. That open mics is training. So that's pretty normal to freeze, in training, not just with comedy or not just with flying airplanes, just with everything. It's like, it's a new thing you're trying, But then you ask in shows, you're trained not to freeze in shows. You're trained not to freeze up and freak out as a fucking airline pilot.
Yeah, like would you take a guy that you were training, to fly an airplane? Would you stick him in a 747?
Nope.
That's one of the filters. It's the same thing.
The email continues. It goes, I also would love to know if you have any mixed drinks recommendations. Other than beer, I never have a clue what to order at the bar. Well, we just drink vodka tonics religiously. It's diet tonic, too.
Yeah.
Diet tonic, a diet vodka tonic with lime.
Just 'cause it's light.
It's the lightest. It's 90% water.
I do like a good whiskey sour, though.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to fuck up a whiskey sour. It's just whiskey, sour mash. That's it.
I like Jack and Coke. But, even that, it's like 2. I'll have 2 of those. You can never go wrong, really, with a Jack and Coke. Also, it depends, I guess, on the person, like how it affects you. I've heard people...
Also, aren't you supposed to be flying airplanes? What are you talking about drinking for, dude? What the hell?
What the hell are you doing, dude? People fuck up with, I've heard people go like, I can't drink whiskey because I'll fucking fight somebody. It's like, it's not the whiskey.
Yeah, that's you, dude.
You're an asshole.
Yeah, maybe just don't drink.
Can't have tequila because I'll freak out if I have tequila. I'll call my ex. It's like, buddy, that's not the tequila.
You just wanted to call your ex.
Yeah, you're just a piece of shit. You're just an asshole.
Yeah, I like a good whiskey sour. An old-fashioned is good. Like, one old-fashioned at a bar is good from time to time.
I love a few margaritas.
Yeah, margaritas are good.
The problem is not... You got to stick to something. If you're at a bar, if you're having a night out, stick to something.
Yeah.
You can't have a whiskey sour...
And then a mojito.
And then a margarita.
Yeah.
And then you think you're all cool. You're like, let me get a fucking martini, shaken, not stirred, because, I'm cool. And you have one of those, and then you're like, then you get a vodka tonic. Then you're just fucked.
Yeah, you need to... The key to drinking is find one drink that you enjoy.
Yeah.
And for us, it's the vodka tonic.
Yeah, vodka diet tonic. Mm-hmm. It's almost healthy. It's like 85%... It's diet water and fruit.
Our next email's going to be from a fucking doctor.
Yeah, maybe.
Like your livers are on fire.
Look,
dude.
it's like almost healthy. But, with these you can have like 9 and still be all right. But with anything else, you can't. Only a few, and then you're fucked. This email wraps up by saying, if y'all are in northern Ohio for some unfortunate reason, I would love to give you a free flight lesson. Also, my girlfriend, blank, I won't say her name, says hi. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I'd love a fucking free flight lesson.
I'd love to have an actual flight lesson because anytime I'm on a plane, I always think that I've played enough Grand Theft Auto that if someone was like, is there a pilot? Both of them threw up or whatever. Mm-hmm. I could land. If someone's like, can someone land the plane? I think I could do it.
I 100%. I think I could land a plane.
I actually don't think it's that. I think it's like driving in the sky. As soon as you got your left, right, up, down, back and forth, and then the pedals.
Fast go.
Yeah, fast go. As soon as you got that down, I think it's just like driving.
Yeah, it seems pretty simple. Thank you so much for your email. Yeah, keep in touch. If we ever go on the road and we got a gig out there in Ohio, we will definitely take you up on that. Thank you. Email number 4 or 5. I lost track at this point because we have so many. We're
actually backlogged.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
This one reads, okay, hold on. This one is spelled incorrectly. This one reads, if I'm shaving my pubes, should I lift the penis straight up or straight out so it's parallel to the floor? Okay. Okay.
Oh man,
It should be up.
yeah. I think I'm an up man as well.
It's an up.
Because parallel to the floor, that's too much room for error.
Yeah.
You can nick it.
It should be straight up in the air, and then I just can't wrap my head around why would it go parallel to the floor. Who's shaving straight out? Apparently this person.
Like imagine you have like a noose or like around the base of your cock. It should be pulled up with full strength, and then around the area is where you shave.
Yeah, I can't imagine out.
Because
then you can't. How do you get under?
Yeah, you have to go up to get under.
Yeah, you can't go out and under.
No, it's got to be up.
It's got to be perpendicular, facing Mecca, and then it's down the shaft.
Yeah, it should be parallel with the walls of your bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go and start hacking around.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm an up man.
Yeah, definitely go up.
Yeah, not out. Out is bad. Yeah, you got to go straight up and then down with the razor.
The razor?
Yeah.
You use a razor?
Yes, I do.
You don't just take the clippers to it?
Doesn't get the good cut.
Oh my god.
I'm a razor man.
That's insane.
You never razored?
No, I mean I used to. When dick hair was new, and now I'm just like, whatever. I'm 29. I'm not gonna mess with all that.
I keep a tight ship.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
Nah, dude.
No, I keep it buzzed and fucking tapered.
You know, when like crews from the DOT will like trim the side of a highway, and they just have that big thing that goes bang, goes across the side.
Yeah.
I'll just do that. I'll just fucking just a couple of strafes, and then it's good to go.
No way. No way. It's got to be up to like military shape.
That's insane.
That's how I keep
That's an insane take, dude.
It's like,
It's just gonna be there again in like a month.
yeah, you keep it up to standard.
Nah.
Yeah, high and tight. Like fucking like military style.
Like you can bounce a quarter off like your sack.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Man.
You keep it presentable, man, it goes a long way. This last email reads, didn't mean to send that last one. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
So this one is from the same person.
Hold on.
Okay.
It sounds like you did.
Yeah, hold
It
on.
sounds like you needed some meaningful advice.
This one says, didn't mean to send the last one. What does a roller coaster full of death people sound like? Okay.
Which is the first one.
It's just the same guy 3 times. We don't like to name names here, but that was the same person 3 different times.
Oh, that's so funny.
I feel like you sent the roller coaster deaf people thing, but you really actually wanted to know about how to shave the pubes there.
Yeah, I think you had a genuine question. You just wanted to sandwich it between 2, other emails.
Yeah. I think you did mean to send that last one, and you were embarrassed about it.
But that's okay. Just remember, just lift up.
Up.
Just straight up.
And to answer your fake question about the roller coaster full of deaf people, they sound like... That's what they sound like. You ever heard a deaf person
Yeah.
try to talk? It's ridiculous. They should not do that. Thank you guys so much for your emails. bombingpodcast@gmail.com, folks. Email us anytime you want, anything you want, and we check them at the end of every single podcast. You got a show coming up?
Yep, I'm going to be at Hotel Cafe on the 26th. It's 2 Sundays from now. Really come out. This is probably the biggest show I've ever done.
It's going to be a big one.
It's going to be a fun time. I'm really excited about it.
Follow my YouTube channel. I just posted my set from I Need This show at the Hotel Cafe. It's a 7.5 minutes. Anderson Gronvold and Nick Titoni, they were on the last episode. They put on a great show at the Hotel Cafe. I just posted the full set. I'll link it below. It's on my YouTube at Ryan Jennings. And follow me on Instagram for any updates of upcoming shows. And also the podcast's Instagram, at Bombing Podcast on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram. I'm at Haydn Wyckoff. But you guys already knew that. And the ticket link to my show on the 26th, it's in the bio.
That's
the
right.
homepage of the Instagram. I cannot stress this enough. This is going to be the biggest show I've ever done. I'm really excited about it. So if you see this and you're in the LA area, please come out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do, I'll get your ticket. Just let me know.
Thank you guys so much for watching episode 110 of Bombing Podcast. Tune in next week for episode 111. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good night.